Portugal, a country where so much historical, cultural, architectural and scenic interest is captured within so small an area, has rightly become increasingly popular with the adventurous tourists from both sides of the Atlantic. It was from the shores of Portugal that many of the great explorers of history set forth to discover the unknown lands that existed somewhere across the sea. Today, explorers from those lands who come to discover Portugal are more likely to arrive in the comfort of TAP's great jets at Lisbon's modern Portela Airport, home of the TAP Intercontinental Fleet. But in October, we find explorers of a different sort. October in Portugal is rally time, and to Lisbon come the great names of the rally world to battle for points in the European Rally Championship over the roads and tracks of the TAP Rally. Concentration itineraries commence from all over Europe, as far away as Copenhagen and London. And then from Lisbon, there's a common itinerary of about 2,500 kilometers. And of course, Lisbon is the most popular start point. For the week of the rally, little else is talked of, and the crowds turn out in their thousands to cheer their heroes away on the first stage of the rally to Ophir. Tony Fall in a Datsun, with the Datsun girls to send him on his way. Car 87 is the Porsche of Salvi and Arnaud, and they're away. Ophir lies on a tongue of sand in the mouth of the river Cavago. Here, beside the restful sea beaches and the river scenery, protected by a pine forest, all starters arrive at the control before a night's rest. And here, the team mechanics get their first chance to check their machinery. And again, the crowds, full of interest and inquiry, all helping to create an atmosphere of traditional rally excitement. Well, nearly all. With the morning, the cars that have been locked overnight in the Parc Fermé move out for last-minute servicing before the common leg of the rally back to Lisbon. Without such servicing and preparations, no competitor would stand a chance in the tough stages ahead. One by one, the cars move up to the start. Cesar Torge, the clerk of the course, is getting ready there to move off ahead of the rally. Henry Liddon checks the time. And Chris Sclater is the next cut to the start point. Chris Sclater in Ford Escort number 3. A touch of glamour, but well matched by the drivers of Opel 58, Marie-Claude Beaumont and Reed. Another Opel, number 50, of the Grey Day racing team is away. And then the Lancia of Adolfo Sampaio and Bernardo. They move off up to the start. Sunbeam 107 is the Radio Luxembourg entry, and it's driven by Colin Malkin and Phil Short, two experienced British rallymen. And so the rally moves out into the Portuguese countryside, and away towards the first of the special stages, set up on the twisty tracks of the Figueira de Foz. The arrival control isn't the beginning of the special stage. Datsun 102 of the Van Bergens passes through towards the stage and is quickly followed by another Datsun of Janssen and Dieck. At the start control of the central stage is Ford Escort number 6, Robin Hillier and Barry Hughes. Moving now towards the timekeepers is the Triumph of HD and DA Boss. The Ford, car number 5, driven by Barter and Hutchings, gets away to make room for the impressive-looking Porsche of Chenevrier and Schultz. The first of the special stages, and the tension mounts. end of the stage, and the escort of Hillier arrives unscathed. They're through and ready to move on to the next road section. Like many rallies, this is a contrast between flat-out motoring and far less demanding terrain. The police, helpful as always to the competitors, indicate in no uncertain fashion the direction they should take. This time, it's for the benefit of Opel 141, Heinbach and Bebinger. They come into the control to the delight of the enthusiastic onlookers, and then onwards towards Lisbon. Back in Lisbon at the Parque Eduardo VII, the crowds and officials are preparing for the arrival of the first cars. It's night now, and everything is ready, including the Longines timing apparatus. Slowly, the seconds tick away. Ahead of the rally, the clerk of the course drives in through crowds to be greeted by the rally officials. Madame Torsch, his wife, is here too. And suddenly, through the crowds, comes the first car in. Car 88 is the Renault Alpine of Nicolas and Todd. To a great welcome, they drive up to the control and get their roadbook stamped to make the end of the first common stage of their rally. Here, there will be another overnight rest period before the start of the next leg tomorrow. Lancia 86 is driven by the 1972 Monte Carlo Rally winner, Sandro Minardi. The Italian arrives cool and collected and checks in for the night as casually as a commercial traveller. Another popular arrival is the Porsche of the Swede Bo Voldegard and Nystrom. On through the night the cars come in, and the crowds wait in the great square as one famous personality follows another down the ramp. Slightly the worse for wear is the BMW 108, driven by Dino and Melville. Somewhere along the route they've rolled, and they've lost a windscreen. However, the night is warm, and it provides a quick way of handing over the road book. Simo Lampinen of Finland and Britain's John Davenport are the crew of another Team Lancia, car number 12. They too are cool and unruffled, and arrive with a justifiable confidence. But they're only in Lisbon for one night. Not for them to explore the charming 18th century squares, or listen to that uniquely Portuguese musical concept, fado, while eating on a rooftop restaurant. Like the two girls of Opel 58, they must wait till the rally is completed. Then marry Cloud, for you perhaps, the lobsters, and the Vinu Beard. But not now. He needs a full night's rest before tomorrow's start. Before the start of the next leg, there's a spectacle in store for the crowds that have turned out early on this October morning. Each competitor is required to do 5 laps of the Albalade Stadium. The start is staggered, with 2 cars racing at a time. When the first car reaches the opposite side of the circuit, the second car is flagged away. First away is car 87 of Salvi. Foot flat down as they race away, and the crowds are kept well back, high in the stadium, as an added safety precaution. Although these cars are not prepared for track racing, some impressive times are notched up. Two Alpines should provide some excitement. 54 is Bourdon, and 98 is Robert Neyret. The sun creeps higher as the morning wears on, and the high-pitched roar of high-revving engines cuts the autumn stillness. Now it's the turn of Rob Janssen, car 30, and 144, the Lancia of Sampaio, lining up for the start. And first away is the Lancia. Bang, bang, and Janssen is on. The proceedings are carefully studied by a Japanese press photographer. Outside the stadium, the mechanics are checking and rechecking, because the next stage of the rally is all important. Characteristic of the Monte, the Lisbon to Oporto leg is the section that sorts out the order of things, and many cars leaving the stadium today will not arrive in Oporto tomorrow. From now on, the going is tough, and the machinery must be in fighting trim. The mechanics of Renault Alpine 88 make certain that they've done their utmost for Jean-Pierre Nicolas, their driver, and the team supporting Geoffrey Finney in his Ford Escort leave no bolt unturned. A long way from home is the support van of Tony Fowkes. His team, too, wrestle to get the car ready in the little time available. The Datsun of Janssen, fresh from its sprint in the stadium, gets ready for the start of its run northwards to Oporto. The Oporto loop takes in roads and tracks of all classes and presents conditions that give the rally driver the kind of challenge he seeks. It's these conditions that determine the final classification. Car 8 is the triumph of Brundle and Engelfield. Checking out of the start is Frenchman Neve in his Alpine. Car 106 is one of the formidable Citroëns. The beginning of this leg is on modern, fast motorway. Fine roads built for the tourist, not for the rallyman. But even the rallyman cannot ignore the impressive architecture of this fascinating country. And so, as the sun gives way to autumnal twilight, the rally is well into its serious stages. Tonight will prove the skill of the professional and test the tenacity of the amateur. Nascimento in his BMW is still there, but late. As is the Porsche of Salvi. But here in Oporto, the drivers that are left can pause for a few hours' rest, while the mechanics get to grips repairing broken components and making their cars roadworthy again. With the final tests to come, their work is even more critical now than ever before. While the mechanics check the Lancia of Simo Lampinen, we managed to get a few words with him and others.
Simon, could you just stay a moment just to say a few words on how's it gone so far?
Well, it's going quite reasonably now, since we sort of had the head gasket, not the head, but the complete head changed than when the valve was broken in Lisbon, and so it's going perfect now, yes.
The first lap was going very well, but since last night, the beginning of last night in Arganil, I have problem with the ignition, and we cannot find what's wrong. So since Arganil to Porto, we were very slow with problem, only 3 cylinders and changing a lot of parts, and I hope now we are okay now. But we are very late.
Well, we're going reasonably steadily, you know, we're not trying to break any records or anything, but it's been terribly rough and dusty, and you know, I think perhaps we've been going a little bit too slowly, but not much too slowly, because the car is taking such a hell of a pounding.
Oh, the country is nice, and especially the people are nice, you know, that's very important. I had a puncture last night, and instead of having the jack, 10 men were wearing the car, and it was very nice. I have nothing to do with it, changed my wheel.
Oporto's clock beckons the rally to be underway again. In the Parc Ferme, the cars wait to start the second loop back to Lisbon. And among the first away is the Renault Alpine of Frenchman Nicolas. Drivers, barely refreshed by the few hours' rest, face another 19 hours of the rally, including 8 more special stages. Simo, back at the wheel, moves into the start. It's from here on that the years of experience gained by drivers like Lampinen will pay dividends. Newcomers to this rally not only are unused to the Portuguese conditions, but are also dubious about even getting to the finish. And so the survivors move out onto the final leg. Back in Lisbon, more and more attention is centered around the Press and Public Information Center. The office is open and fully staffed 24 hours a day, and at the TAP information desk, the progress of the rally is followed from frequent bulletins issued. Throughout the rally, the smooth efficiency of this organization was constantly being praised by visiting newsmen, correspondents, and officials alike. And somewhere out there, the cars battle through a special stage at Obersee. The actual finish is at Estoril, the seaside resort of Lisbon, on the Cascais Bay. Here, the waters of the Costa do Sol make a perfect setting for the finish of an international motoring event, challenging Monaco itself for the right to be synonymous with rallying. Among the palm avenues and exotic tropical parks, the crowds await the arrival of the winning car. On the outskirts of Estoril, a glimpse of the winning Alpine is seen. As it approaches the finish, it is, as anticipated, car number 88. Driven through the streets of Estoril towards the line by Frenchman Jean-Pierre Nicolas. The traditional Portuguese welcome to this driver is deafening as he comes to the finish. Nicolas is the comedian of the Renault team, always ready to joke, a laugh often at his teammates' expense. He's a very determined driver, and the tougher the event, the better he likes it. In the past, he has won the Moroccan rally in a Renault, and to him go the honours again. Second car to approach the finish is the Lancia of Lampinen of Finland. A popular and worthy runner-up, Simo has shown tremendous style throughout the event. And so it's all over. The cheering goes on, but the rally is won, and the leaders have gained more points in the European Championship. Our thanks must go to the organisers for the tremendous work they've put in over months of preparation, culminating in this enormously successful event. And even now, for the crowds of Estoril, they have yet another spectacle in store. All drivers qualify for a run at the slalom test, a bonus being given as a sort of consolation prize. Take a look now at the passenger's view of this spectacular driving test. What better location for an autumn rally than Portugal? Blue skies and warm nights, and the support of the whole friendly population. The drivers are indeed unanimous in their enthusiasm about the TAP International Rally.